I guess I'm live. Give it a minute or so to get rolling. Hello, Bank Stubbs and McFarland family. My name is Eric Tatum. I'm the family law partner at Bank Stubbs and McFarland, a full-service law firm. We specialize in criminal law, divorce law, family law, and personal injury. Coming to you live today to discuss something that's near and dear to our hearts at Bank Stubbs and McFarland. Hope that everyone is staying safe during COVID-19, that you are all healthy, happy, and that y'all are all doing well. The thing that I wanted to talk about for today is foster care. Many of you may know that May is Foster Care Awareness Month, and foster care is something that we at Bank Stubbs and McFarland have taken it unto ourselves to kind of help out in our own individual ways. So one of the things that Foster Care Awareness Month does is it's intended to raise awareness for those in the foster care community, both children in the foster care system, parents dealing with the foster care system, and foster parents who are taking on the massive responsibility of raising someone else's child. And that's something that's obviously very, very difficult to do. So what is a foster child specifically? Once a child has been removed into foster care, removed from their parents' home, I got somebody, removed from their parents' home into foster care, that means that a judge has made a determination that child has been either neglected or abused. Now, neglected and abused mean several different things in our law, but mainly they mean exactly what it sounds like, is they've been neglected for not providing nutrition, not providing adequate schooling, not providing many different things, or they've been abused, physically, emotionally sometimes, and they're resourced out to another family. And there are many foster parents in the Forsyth County community that have stepped up to the plate and taken the necessary courses to become foster parents. And so that is where those children end up being placed, is in a home that has been approved. It has been vetted, tested, and you hope that the placement is going to work. It's very difficult when you place virtual or absolute strangers in the same house, particularly those that are a little bit older, and teenagers getting placed into foster homes. And it can be a very difficult thing for children who have their own personalities and their own way of doing things, and placed with a family that they have to learn different rules and different things. So it's a very difficult thing, being in a foster situation, both as the parent and as the child. So it's something that we hold near and dear to our heart. One of the things that foster care cases are meant to do is it's meant to reunify families. That's the whole goal of these types of cases. These cases are called dependency cases because the child is dependent on the state to take care of them for a certain period of time, and hopefully that period of time is short, and a child can be reunified with their parent. That is always the goal. I can't say always. That is almost always the goal of foster care cases. There are some extremely limited circumstances where that's not the goal, but generally parents are afforded the ability to work a case plan, and that case plan sets out specific goals and criteria that a parent is required to meet before a court will return their children back to them. And these case plans often last 6, 12, 18 months, where a child and a parent are not together in the home. And that's very difficult. It's very difficult on the children, and it's very difficult on the parents. So one of the things that I want to talk about today is what do children in foster care need? And being a guardian ad litem, one of the things that I do personally is I represent a lot of children in foster care systems, particularly in Forsyth County. And one of the overarching things that I think that all children need is they need to feel normal. Most of the children that I represent, when they're displaced from their homes, everything's not normal. It's not what they're used to. It's not what they like. And so they want to feel some normalcy. Normalcy at school, normalcy in their placement, normalcy as far as things that they have and things that they get to do. They just want some normalcy. They want friends. They want to be supported. Just like anybody else, just like you or me, we want our friends and we want to be supported. These foster kids want that as well. They need a good, stable home, and that is something that, you know, it's very difficult, can be very difficult to provide, but I'm sure that many people are called to do that. Myself included, at one point in time, was a foster parent, so I know that is something that can be done, even for a young family with young kids. It can still be done. They need normal necessaries: food, clothing, and shelter. While the state does provide some assistance for that, it is fairly limited, and so that's one of the other things that foster children need, is just the basic necessities of life that you and I probably take for granted quite a bit. So what are some things that we do at Bank Stubbs and McFarland to help children in the foster care community? First of all, as I said earlier, I'm a guardian ad litem. I represent the best interest of children in foster care cases and dependency cases. I've also represented children in the capacity as child advocate attorney. There's a difference between guardian ad litem and child advocate attorney. What a guardian ad litem does is represents the child's best interest, whatever that guardian, after doing an investigation, thinks is best for kids. What a child advocate does is it represents specifically what the child wants, not necessarily what the child needs. And so those two roles can often be competing, and sometimes aren't the same. Sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't, but there are two different positions that you can hold, that we hold oftentimes at Bank Stubbs McFarland, me and my associate Catherine Clark, in representing children. We also represent parents. We represent biological parents who have had their children taken away from them for whatever reason, and we work with those parents to help them get back on the right track. Hopefully we can help them to remedy whatever issues caused their children to be placed in foster care in the first place. And that's our goal, is to reunify families if and when that is possible and safe to do that. I also serve on the treatment court panel for our family treatment court for Forsyth County. That is essentially the drug court program for Forsyth County. It's a few years old now. It's been operating, I want to say, since February of 2018 is when we first got started. So we're still relatively new in the scheme of drug courts, but that is a court that is designed to provide treatment for those that have addiction issues and have lost their children to foster care due to addiction issues. Very proud to serve on that committee with a great group of people who really do strive to put foster care children and biological parents in the forefront, and really work hard to reunite families and to alleviate the addiction issues that have plagued this family, to reunify them. So that's something else that we do. One of the other things that we do is we try to partner up with certain nonprofits in the community. We recently were able to donate some money to The Place. That is an organization that provides financial assistance to those in need, and many of those are foster care children. And then there are certain foster care specific organizations that are out there. One that I am a part of is Promise 686. It's a community. It provides community support for foster and adoptive parents, and as well as foster children. And so that's one of many organizations that are out there that support foster kids. Another one that is. We're back. Sorry, I lost connection for a second. One of the other organizations that I really like is an organization called Jambos. That organization provides pajamas, however you want to say it, to kids when they first come into foster care, so they have a fresh, clean pair of jammies to go to bed in the first night in foster care. It's obviously something that some kids don't have clean pajamas when they leave, when they get taken from their homes, and so this organization provides that for them. It's a special thing that a kid can get a fresh, clean pair of pajamas before they, when they're first taken, so that they have some comfort of someone that cares about them when they first come out. So the last thing I want to talk about is what can you do? What can you do to support foster care, foster kids, foster parents, biological parents that have lost their kids? The first thing I think that you can do is befriend them. They're normal people, just like you and I. They may have issues. We all have issues. Theirs may be different than yours. We all have our individual struggles. But you can befriend these people, and you can befriend foster kids. They're people. We're all people. And both foster parents, foster children, and biological parents, all three. One of the other things that you can do is find an organization that you believe in, that you believe provides a good service. I mentioned a couple, Promise 686 and Jambos, but there are hundreds of organizations that want to support foster care and do a really good job at it. So find an organization something that speaks to you, that provides help to foster kids or foster parents. There's another thing that is an organization called CASA. It's the Court-Appointed Special Advocate. We have an amazing group of CASAs in Forsyth County that represent the best interest of the child without being an attorney. They get trained, they go out and do home visits, they make telephone calls, and do a lot of on-the-ground work to support foster kids and really try to figure out what their needs are and advocate for what these children need. And it's something that can be really beneficial for the kids, because they may get services that otherwise wouldn't be provided for them unless somebody went out and really dug in and found out that these kids need services, or these parents needed additional services. There is the organization, I believe, that you could reach out to, CASA at forsythcounty.com, is where you can reach out to learn more about that program. The last thing you can do is just donate. Donate your time, donate your resources, and donate your talents. All foster kids, they just want to be loved. Foster parents want to be loved. They feel called to take care of kids. And so donating your time is one of the biggest things that you can do to show them that you care. Donate your money, and that helps too, and donate your talents, and that helps too, but your time is going to be the biggest and best investment, particularly in a foster child's life, whether it's through a Big Brother, Big Sister program, or through another program where it's a mentor program. There are plenty of mentor programs that are around. Donating your time to foster kids can be very helpful. So we would ask that you join us in our quest to help raise awareness for foster care, for foster kids, and really do what you can. There's no act that's too small to help out a foster child. Whether it's something as big as becoming a foster parent yourself, or whether it's taking time out to make a meal for someone down the street that has foster kids. Every little bit helps, and every little bit shows you care. And these kids want to know that they're cared for. And they want to know that they're loved, just like every other kid. So just wanted to reach out today and get some awareness out there for what foster care is, how kids get into foster care, and what you can do to support them. So I hope that you found this video informative. And if you find yourself in a situation where you need some help with foster care or adoption, that is something that we do quite frequently at Bank Subs and McFarland, and are well versed in juvenile law and juvenile procedure. And so we would ask that you reach out. We'd be happy to help you. and otherwise, find something that you can do to help. Again, my name is Eric Tatum. I'm the family law partner at Bank Stubbs & McFarland, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.